For today's adventure, we visit historic New Harmony, Indiana, a town with a remarkable past, having hosted two distinct utopian communities in its early years. On the east bank of the Wabash River, about 25 miles north of its confluence with the Ohio, New Harmony was founded in 1814 by the Harmony Society as a haven for German religious dissidents. By 1819, New Harmony boasted 160 homes, a steam-operated wool factory, a horse-drawn threshing machine, a brewery, and vineyards along with a winery. In 1825, Scottish industrialist Robert Owen purchased New Harmony to create a secular utopia centered on education and equality. And although his experiment ended just 4 years later, the town became known for its educational and scientific contributions. Today, with a population around 700, New Harmony preserves its rich history, historic architecture, and commitment to art and culture, embodied by visionary figures like Jane Blaffer Owen, who later brought renowned architect Philip Johnson to design the Roofless Church, a symbol of spiritual openness and unity. The Roofless Church is perhaps New Harmony's most iconic modern landmark, a bold architectural statement nestled within a town rooted in history and utopian ideas. Conceived by philanthropist Jane Blaffer Owen in the mid-20th century, the church was designed not to enclose, but to open, symbolizing a place of worship without walls, welcoming people of all faiths and backgrounds. Designed by renowned architect Philip Johnson and dedicated in 1960, the Roofless Church is anything but traditional. Enclosed by a 9,800 square foot brick wall, the plaza-like space invites all faiths to worship beneath the only roof vast enough to unite humanity, the sky. At its heart, a 50-foot cedar shingled dome shaped like an inverted rosebud. The structure shelters a bronze statue titled The Descent of the Holy Spirit, created by Cubist sculptor Jacques Lipchitz. At first glance, the form may seem abstract, but Lipchitz gave it a profound meaning. He described it as a dove holding 3 fragments of the sky in its beak, forming a mantle from which the Virgin Mary emerges, her hands open wide in a gesture of compassion and welcome. From every angle, the sculpture reveals new details, an interplay of sharp lines and soft curves, of openness and mystery. Lipchitz believed the dove represented the Holy Spirit, the only figure with open eyes, because he said, "We only see the eyes of the Spirit." In contrast, the Lamb's eyes are closed, and the Virgin Mary has none at all, emphasizing divine vision over human sight. The eastern gate, also designed by Lipchitz, is adorned with gilded gold leaf, over 6,000 sheets in all, making it a radiant entry into this sacred space. Just inside the gate, a quiet garden welcomes visitors. At its center, a fountain dedicated in 1999 honors the enduring love of grandparents, bearing the inscription, "In celebration of all grandparents for the great goodness that flows through and from them." One of my greyhounds decided that the fountain would be a great place to take a drink. Tucked quietly within the garden is a glass-enclosed statue, possibly the Angel of the Annunciation, that was added during a 1999 expansion. Unfortunately, I missed capturing the inscription, so I can't say for certain. And due to the reflection of the glass, I wasn't able to pull back far enough to get a clear view. The small garden offers a quiet pause, nestled in greenery, framed by art, and softened by the sound of water. It's a space for reflection, remembrance, and gratitude, fitting for a place that celebrates both the sacred and human spirit. As we step briefly away from the center, the quiet corridor offers a moment to pause and look back. Turning around, the canopy comes into view once more, a reminder that perspective matters, and sometimes stepping back lets us see the beauty and intention more clearly. There are several other works of art thoughtfully placed throughout the property, although I didn't capture them in this visit. They are definitely worth checking out. Today, the Roofless Church remains a space for reflection, celebration, and connection, hosting weddings, ceremonies, and quiet moments beneath the open sky. I'll add contact information at the end if you'd like to learn more or plan a visit. The Roofless Church is just one of many historic sites in New Harmony. I spent the day wandering around and will likely be back with more videos. Now, if you're visiting, give yourself about 30 minutes to explore the Roofless Church, and as much time as you need for the other places. And as always, if you enjoyed this adventure, please give it a thumbs up.